Hey guys, welcome back. It's the last video covering Currie Cup / Unlocked. It is the SkinnyBru Rugby team of the season for the Unlocked and Currie Cup season. And yeah, it's gonna be one of those videos where I know you are gonna have a different opinion. Let me know your team of the season down in the comments below, or let me know where you differ from opinion, because this is just based off of my experience from this season. I probably do have something wrong here. Let's get into the front rows. Number one, I do have Steven Kitsoff. I think he was the most impressive number one in this whole season. He just led the Western Province and the Stormers in a couple of games, and his breakdown skills was also on show in this season, as well as how good he scrums. When he didn't play, the Stormers / Western Province was under pressure. The other guy I do have there, like you can see here, is Oxenche. He really gave Kitsoff a run for his money. Unfortunately, we never saw them really go head to head against each other to really see who is better. At number two, I have Reinhardt Feinter. I did look through a lot of team of the seasons from a lot of pundits, and no one mentioned this guy as their number two of the season, and I liked him. Probably he didn't play too much at the end of the Currie Cup season, so probably a lot of people forgotten about him, but he played really well. He got himself a contract in Clermont because of his play for the Cheetahs, and I thought brilliant season for him. Bongi Mbunambi is my other choice there. You know what he can do. He just scored a lot of tries from the maul. At number three, I have Frans Malherbe. Again, him and Kitsoff. If it wasn't for those two, the Stormers probably wouldn't have ended up as high as they did in the rankings this season. Niakane is my other option at number three in the second team I am basically picking. A guy that is an honorable mention is Prinsloo from the Pumas. I almost mentioned him. He just had a very good season as well, put his name on the map as well with some good performances against the bigger sides. At number four, Willem Alberts, who's more known as a flanker, played this season at number four. Really good season for him behind his back, scored a couple of tries. The Bone Collector did his thing this season in the number 4 jersey. Sintuman Jay-Z at number 4, moving to the Bulls earlier this year. He did well, mostly from the bench, but he was more of the consistent performance. Other guy that I could mention was Walt Steenkamp. Back when he was at the Cheetahs in the Unlocked season, he did move to the Bulls. Over at the Bulls, he was more quiet, but when he was at the Cheetahs, one of the guys that I thought would probably be in this team of the season. Then we get at number 5, no one else than Rowan Nortje from the Bulls. Great season for the guy. He was very, very secure in the air. You knew he's going to get the ball. He's also very good in the open play as well, getting a couple of breaks as well and a couple of tries. Ruben van Heerden from the Sharks, you could see they had a couple of battles over on the park in this final this last week, and it had a brilliant affair between them. At number 6, a lot of people might not agree with my pick here. I have Gideon van der Merwe from the Griquas. A lot of people, or no one actually mentioned him in their team of the season, and I thought he was a number 6 that stood out in every single game he played. He was a busybody. He got himself over the ball a lot of times. He got the ball and ran into players. He got a couple of tries as well. Gideon van der Merwe, I think he's going to get a bigger contract one of these days. Marco van Staden is my other option. They were very close. I almost picked one or the other in the different teams. He had a brilliant season this year as well. Looks like he's going to go overseas as well. A little bit of a tug of war with the Bulls and the other franchises as well, trying to get his services. The other guy at number 6 I also looked at was Richardson. He was close to being picked as well, but I really think Gideon van der Merwe was an underrated player this season. Then at number 7, there was really no out-and-out standouts this season. I think Chituka, he was probably one of the better number 7s, really played well this season. The young Alrich Low, he's in my second team. Also a breakout year for him. He was more quiet towards the end of the season, but you can see there's big things for this guy in the future. Dwayne Vermeil, he's the first team number 8. In my opinion, he was great as the captain for the Bulls this year. Just led from the front, played really well. He wasn't at his best we've ever saw him, but still had a good season for them. The other number 8, also no one mentioned him in their team of the year, and I have Willie Engelbrach there because he was brilliant for the Pumas, one of the standout players for them this season. I thought he was a good carrier of the ball, getting over the ball a lot of times, and a good line-out option as well. Nortje, probably a mention that I can bring in there, but not as good as those two. Zak Burger at number 9, definitely the best number 9 in my opinion. He was leading from the front for the Griquas, captaining them for a long time this year as well. He will have a big contract coming up one of these days with a bigger union. Ivan van Zyl, it was a tug of war again between these two, who was going to be the first team, or the first team number 9 in my team. Ivan van Zyl had a brilliant season with the Bulls. Like I've said before, it wasn't my favorite player in the past. I didn't think he was up to it, but now he's been playing brilliantly this year alongside Mourinho Stein. Another guy that I could mention is Smuts. If he maybe started a little bit more at the end of the season, they've used him more from the bench. He could have been in the first or the second team in this time. I see it's raining a little bit, so hopefully the noise isn't too loud. At number 10, Mourinho Stein. I didn't pick Bosch. He's in my second team. I thought Mourinho Stein had a brilliant season, getting through a lot of gaps, getting a lot of little kicks through as well. And he was just a maestro of the ball, getting it over for conversions all the time, and that kept the team in it. Kerwin Bosch doing the same for his team, but unfortunately his kicking boot just let his team down in the final, so that made him slip down to second in my opinion. Yankees is also a guy that you could mention that had a pretty good season. No bad games from Yankees this year. Going to the left wing, I have Penke and Kieter. They were very close as well. I didn't know which one to pick in what side. Penke, he was brilliant this year. Kieter, he scored a lot of tries as well. One of the top scorers. I think Penke, he proved himself now that he is a newly picked guy as a player of national interest in South Africa. Kieter, also one of those guys that might have a big contract looming for him in the future. At number 12, no one else than Cornell Hendrix in his first season as a number 12. You knew when he got the ball there is danger for the opposition, and that's why I picked him there. Frans Steyn as well in the second team. He was dangerous with his boot. You could see every time he got the ball from 60 or 70 meters out, not really 70, but thereabouts, he could get it over, and he had one of the best conversion ratios of all the players, one of the highest scorers as well, so you have to name him in that second team. At number 13, Stateman Gans next to Hendrix as well. Brilliant season for him. Breakout star this year as well, coming from the 7s, now in the 15-man game. I thought it was sad to not see him in the final, but still, he had a brilliant year. Wandisile Simelane is probably the second choice at number 13. There wasn't really any standout second choice, because I also had and Cronje from the Pumas that I kind of tossed up in the air, and I had to pick between those three. Simelane, he had a couple of good steps this season, a couple of good breaks, and a couple of good tries for guys next to him, and that's why I had him in the second team. Kurtley Orense at number 14, he was the constant guy that was named on every single pundit's team of the year, and I have to agree, he also came from the 14-man game, really had a breakout year this year, and I think he is going to go far in the 15-man game. Sibu Nkosi at number 14, probably not in the first team because he has to compete with Kurtley Orense for that 14 jersey. Sibu Nkosi also didn't play as many games. He was injured for a long time in the season, so that is why he didn't come in there. But remember, that try he scored in the final was brilliant. At number 15, no one else than Tiaan Swanepoel from the Lions. He had an amazing season, also a breakout year for him with a lot of long-range kicks, long-range penalties, and he kept the Lions season alive there at the end. Devon Williams in my second team. Yes, he played a lot of games at 10 as well, but I thought he had to be mentioned at 15 because he had a brilliant year this year, especially at the end for the Pumas. He really had a breakout a little bit, and you could see he's finding his feet on this level. The other guy that I have to mention there is Fassi. Yeah, he played a little bit better here at the end of the season, but most of the year he was injured, so I couldn't consider him to be in the first or second team. Guys, that's my team of the season. I know you aren't going to agree with all of it. Let me know what you don't agree with down in the comments below. Check out these videos next to me. Hit the subscribe button. And you can also support me on Patreon if you want to. Cheers.